Hey everybody, how you doing? It's me. I hope that you all are enjoying your holiday season. Next week, practice starts up again, and I know that we're hitting the tail end of our season. There's going to be a lot going on, and I just wanted to say a quick hello and give you kind of an idea of some of the things that are going to be happening. As you know, we have 2 games in January. I like to do a tournament in February, and then we will have 2 or 3 games in February, in addition to 2 games. I think it's 2 games in March, and I'd like to do a tournament in March. And then if you all want to, we could do the Virginian, which is like the end of the season, which would be like Memorial Day. But we can look into that, a little bit later on. What I want to talk about now is, when we get back into it, starting up again next week, practices start up. I know that it's a good and a bad thing. School's starting up, like the school sports are starting up or have started. So some of you are participating in school sports, and I realize that you will miss some practices. I get it. That's why it's good for you all, so you can be back in sports, but a little sad for me because we won't have our full squad of practices as much. Please let me know if you're playing a sport. I would love to congratulate you on making the team. I would love to watch some of your games. I got to see a little bit of Fairfax basketball this week on a live stream. That was pretty cool. But let me know also, so that I know that you are practicing. If you miss some of our practices, I'd feel much better knowing that you're missing our practice because you're at another practice, as opposed to just missing practice, if that's the situation. And also, if your team is live streaming anything, let me know, because I would love to see you in action. It's great. I enjoy watching all kinds of sports. But getting back into our practice, there's something that I wanted to talk about. And I was actually talking to Annie about this at our last practice, and I couldn't figure out how to put it into words. But I read this book recently by Myron Gaines called Technical Skills for Life. It's a soccer book. And I was talking about in practice how we need to work harder in practice because we need to replicate the game type situation. And we're very nice to each other. And it was actually written in here by Sylvester Walters. Compete hard against teammates in practice, and then fully support each other in competition. Strive for positive rivalries with teammates instead of being adversarial. And I think that's a great thing. I mean, I think when we get into practice, it's okay to challenge people. It's okay to go in for a tackle. Like, you don't want to break a leg or anything, but it's okay to do that, because when we play in the games, that's what's going to happen. And if we're not creating that in practice, we're not going to react to it well in games. And I know sometimes in games, players come off the field and they're like, oh, that team's pushing and they're shoving. And I'm like, I don't see any fouls out there. Soccer's a physical game. And we can do that in practice, again, not like trying to break each other's legs, but we need to put pressure on people that they're gonna see in games, so that you're again replicating a game type situation, so that you're putting that pressure on people in practice so you can do it in games, and you're receiving that pressure in practice so that you can know how to deal with that when we're playing in games. In addition to that, you all know that we are going to be changing the formation a little bit from the 4-2-3-1 to a 4-1-4-1. Now, I have my handy little board here. I love my magnet board. And I want you all to take a look at this. I'm going to hold it up closer because I know there's some glare from the camera here. But this is the 4-1-4-1. And one of the main reasons we're doing this is because we're giving up a lot of stuff in the middle. Now, when we have the 4-1-4-1, you can see that we have 5 players in the midfield, right? When we're compacting on defense, right? If we're getting tighter, we have a lot of players in here that can deal with that play that comes through here, okay? And then when we're attacking, again, we're getting open, we're getting wide. So we still have those 2 players to connect in the middle here up to the forward, right? We don't want both of them getting up like this and leaving this space. There's that communication piece where one still has to hang back, all right? So you can see how the formation kind of breaks out. I also want to explain to you why I have these up here, because I want to try to help explain a little bit more about the coverage that we need to have when we're playing. So each 2 dots represents a lane, and we're looking at 5 lanes, okay, on the field. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 lanes. Now, the reason I did this is to kind of help us understand where we are on the field. So if you're playing wide at either like a 2 or a 7, right, you're going to be operating mostly in lanes 1 and 2. All right. Now, if you're playing as a center back, right, you're going to be operating mostly in lanes 2, 3, and 4. We don't need you coming all the way out here and leaving space, right? Leaving that space open in the middle. You know, our central players, again, will be operating mostly in a 2, 3, and 4 area. Our wider players mostly in a 1 or a 2, or the other side would be like a 4 or a 5. So think of the field as like 5 lanes, and think of those areas as kind of the areas that you will kind of go work in and out of. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that you have to stay in those areas the entire game. You know, if we have a ball that is over here, players are moving in, you know, it's okay for this player to slide in, and we have our back coming up to keep the width on the field, make it wider. All right, so that's just something we're going to be working on and trying to understand a little bit more in practice. If I start talking about lanes, you'll see where I'm coming from. But this is our formation, right? 4-1-4-1. Okay. We're working on discussing like the 5 lanes of the field, so that we can try to understand a little more of where we are in and out of position and what areas that we can cover. But I just wanted to touch on that just so that next week, when we start getting back into it, we already have kind of an idea of what we're talking about. So that's going to be it for me today. Also, I know I keep talking about the Technifootball. Some of you have said that you may have difficulties operating the app, or that it's confusing. I'd love to be a reference on that. If you have a question or a comment, you know, let me know. Also, if you have any problems with it, let me know, because I can reach out to the creator of the app. She is a former U.S. Women's National Team player, and you know, she loves feedback because she wants to make the app better. Again, the reason that I'm saying give like 30 minutes of that is so there's some soccer specific training that you can do. You can do it on your own. You can do it inside. There's some inside sessions, there's some outside sessions. But again, if you're having problems logging onto it, or if you have problems with the sessions, then let me know. We can figure out a way to get you going. You can also reach out to customer support if you're having technical problems. They'd probably be able to help better than I would. But as far as doing some of the drills and stuff, if you let me know, we can figure that out. Now, if you're not doing the Technifootball, I would like you to do something, right, that is soccer related. And remember, 30 minutes is the minimum. You know, don't try to just hit that minimum. If you could do more, that would be even better. So that's it. Hope you all have a happy and safe New Year. Look forward to seeing you next year, and have a great day.